Hi everyone, how are you all doing? Welcome back to the channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Bruno Villas and today I'm going to tell you another story. If you're new here and haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss notifications, because this way every time I upload a new video, YouTube will notify you and you can rush here to watch with me. Guys, YouTube has been notifying me and I've already told you that only about 30% of the people who watch me here subscribe to the channel. So check it out. If you watch me regularly, see if you're subscribed. If not, subscribe, as it really helps our community grow, and I'm happy to have you here with me. Now, without further ado, let's get to today's case. Today we are going to learn about a rather peculiar story. For those who don't know yet, we need to clarify that incest is intimate activity between family members or relatives who have a blood relationship. This taboo is and has been one of the most widespread of all cultural taboos, both in current times and in ancient societies. Most modern societies have laws on this subject and various social restrictions. In societies where it is illegal, this practice among consenting adults is seen by some as a victimless crime. For third-degree relatives like half-aunt, half-nephew, first cousin, and so on, intimate relationships between them are viewed differently in various cultures, ranging from those that abhor them to those that consider them socially acceptable. Another word we need to clarify to make it easier to understand this case is trisal. A trisal is like a couple but composed of 3 people. Some say it is perfectly possible to love, respect, and live together as 3. There are also people who condemn the practice. Well, I'm not going to use this video to support or condemn the trisal, and regardless of what people say, whether good or bad, the fact is that these A3 relationships happen all over the world and more frequently than one might imagine. Incest also occurs in various places around the world. Now imagine an A3 relationship where 2 of the parties are incestuous. Anyway, this is the type of relationship that, when it comes to light, happens in scandals that make the media, and this case went far beyond that. In fact, even the death of 2 people was ordered. I'm going to explain everything to you right now. This case happened in Canindé, which is a city in the interior of Ceará in the northeast of Brazil. On June 29, 2021, Gelson Camelo de Oliveira, 39 years old, was arriving home with his 20-year-old daughter when they were met with gunfire. Father and daughter did not die, but Gelson was hospitalized for several months, and his daughter lost the sight in one eye. Initially, the detective in charge of the investigation, named Daniel Aragon, initially suspected it was simply a double attempted homicide. However, after a few weeks, they arrested Israel de Souza, 20 years old, and certainly, undoubtedly, another teenager, 17 years old, who became suspects in the crime as soon as they began to talk about the motive for the crime. A bizarre discovery took shape. The 2 said they were indeed hired by Gelson's wife to carry out the executions. The amount paid for the service was reportedly 3,000 reais. It was revealed with much fanfare that Gelson had been maintaining intimate relations with his own daughter for a little over a year. She, who was 20 years old, was dating a man named Antonio Errolson da Silva Lopes, 26 years old, who at a certain point began to participate in the romantic relationship. Together, father, daughter, and son-in-law formed a throuple. Everything fell apart when the young Antonio ended up revealing the love triangle to Gelson's wife, therefore the young woman's stepmother, Mrs. Maria Aparecida Barroso, 36 years old. She was not at all pleased with this discovery and then ordered the death of her husband and stepdaughter. According to information from the state civil police, Maria hired 2 people to kill the young woman and her husband. The execution was scheduled and was supposed to happen on that June 29th. Maria Aparecida Barroso was arrested and identified as the mastermind of the crime. She was detained as a precautionary measure until the investigation was concluded. It was said that her daughter's boyfriend, Antonio da Silva, participated and helped Maria arrange the murders. An investigation against him was also opened. During her testimony, Maria Aparecida said that she had been threatened by her husband for 2 years, and upon learning about the throuple involving her husband, her stepdaughter, and her stepdaughter's boyfriend, she was horrified. According to Detective Daniel Aragon, as soon as she was arrested, they questioned the reasons that led her to this action. She said she suffered psychological and physical violence. She wanted to separate, and he wouldn't allow it. The detective assumed that Elson wanted to forcibly maintain this relationship to specifically cover up the relationship he had with his own daughter. The young woman who survived gave a statement to the civil police and surprised the detective. This was because he expected to arrest Jailson after the daughter's testimony, but she said that she was in love with her father. He even interrogated her, asking when this relationship began, how old she was, and if at the time she was a minor, if he abused her or something like that. But she denied everything and said that she was in love with him and he with her. And she was already of legal age. The police also interviewed Jailson, where he was hospitalized at the Jose Frota Institute in Fortaleza on December 30th, 2021. He confirmed that he had been in a relationship with his daughter for about a year and 8 months. He did not know his daughter until she was 10 years old. Then he and the girl's mother did a DNA test, and his paternity was recognized. When she was 12 years old, she went to live with her father, and at 18, the two began a romantic relationship. The young woman's boyfriend, Antonio Erelson, told the detective that the three-way relationship was just a one-time episode. He said that she invited him to have a threesome and that he didn't know that the second man would be her father. He said the room was dark and after the encounter happened. When they left the room, he saw that it was his father-in-law. He said he was outraged and went to Maria, Jailson's wife, and told her everything that was happening. Later, the case's detective informed that, in fact, the young woman was hit by chance and that the target was only Jailson. The police seized from the two young men accused of the attempted execution the weapon that was allegedly used in the crime. A group of women protested in the city against the arrest of Aparecida Barroso. According to them, the attitude she took was completely acceptable. Upon discovering the affair between the father and daughter, all of this divided opinions, but since Maria Aparecida was a confessed defendant and was cooperating with the police, she was released and is responding to the process in freedom. The release of the woman also caused outrage among part of the population. This is because, while some defended Maria and abhorred Jailson's actions and his daughter, others said that they were already adults and the daughter declared herself in love with her father, so the only mistake was the betrayal, and that did not justify Maria Aparecida doing what she did. In any case, when she was released, she said that nothing justifies violence, but that she was living in an abusive relationship. The young woman decided to speak to a TV crew in the second half of October 2021. Her identity was preserved, and she revealed that she has been in a romantic relationship with her father for a few years. She also stated that her stepmother always knew everything. She further mentioned that Elson and Maria even went to couples therapy with a psychologist to end the relationships, but they all ended up staying in the same house. She concluded by saying that in July of this year, Maria decided to take matters into her own hands, meaning she basically put all the blame on the stepmother. But I want to know from you, what is your opinion on this case? Who is wrong, who is right in this story? Because honestly, I think there are many people to blame for the tragedy that could have happened. You can't just blame one side. I think there are several mistakes there. But I want to know your opinion. It's a topic that divides opinions. So leave in the comments what you think about all this. And if you've made it this far, right, I'm going to ask you to leave your like, which helps me a lot, motivates me a lot to continue producing and bringing this type of content for you. Well, folks, that was today's case. I'll leave it here and see you in the next video.